Alright, so Austin ISD has an electric school bus here. Delivered to that. It's IC. Pretty interesting. You just talk to how interesting. The motor. Alright, let's see if we can summarize something about the school bus, okay? So, um, this is down at Earth Day, obviously. Down at Hudson Tilston University in Austin. So I was very curious about it. So it's what we call an IC bus, which is international based. It is indeed rear-wheel drive only. Of course, so are the diesel buses, so that makes sense. I've found the seating positions curious. So the first couple rows, I think 2 rows, maybe 3 rows, it was just 2 sets of seat belts per seat. And so part of the intent was if you had to put in car seats, that's where the car seats would go. But the guy who was with the bus did indeed say that their standard is 3 kids per seat. So after the second or third row, there are all 3 seat belts per seat. But I know from experience the high schoolers, especially high school boys, wouldn't want to sit that close. I mean, that's just the way it is. So it all depended upon how full your bus was. Okay? So going back to what this bus is, I mean, yes, it's an electric bus. So I opened the, what is to a regular bus driver, the diesel fuel port, and found that it was a CCS1 plug. And the guy that was there said that they charge at 60 kilowatts, which seems pretty slow. But, you know, the school bus sits there for a long period of time. So you get in the yard around 5 o'clock and you don't have to do anything again until 6:30 in the morning. So that's over 12 hours charging time. 60 kilowatts should be perfectly fine to charge it up. What I find interesting is, so he said what the school bus itself was around 100,000, maybe it was more than that. I don't remember. So they applied with the U.S. government for some grants to buy the buses, if I understood it right. And what I find really interesting is he said that the chargers were like $1 million, which sounds like a lot. But one of the things you talk about when you install chargers for school bus is, I guess, vehicle to grid or vehicle to home. So, like in our case, in Lago Vista, one of the suggestions was, well, you could pull up one of these buses to the high school, plug in the bus, assuming it's fully charged, plug in the bus, and you'd be able to run at least air conditioning in the gym or whatever for a significant period of time. And so if you had a disaster, you'd have a place where you could recover from the disaster, and you could at least generate, you could plug in and get energy off the bus for a while. And you know, if you got 2 or 3 buses, those are big batteries. I know that the ones I looked at had a range of about 100 miles. So for route work during the day, 100 miles is more than adequate. I think it would even come close to being under 100 miles for both morning and afternoon routes. So you'd only have to charge it overnight. So that would work. Anyway, it was really exciting to see that bus there. I just wish schools were more interested. I mean, I know it's money. Yes, it's money. And I'm curious as to why you would have to buy an expensive 60-watt charger, or kilowatt hour charger, right? I mean, that seems like you wouldn't need anywhere near that. And they only have 4 of these buses, so it's not the number. Anyway, whatever. You know, forgetting for the moment that the diesel bus may be cheaper. The other part is diesel particulates. At least this is what I heard. I don't know. I'm not the scientist here, okay? But the diesel particulates from the diesel fumes get into your body, get stuck in your brain, and they stay there. Kind of like DDT, okay? Now, most of you don't even know what DDT is. But DDT is a really bad chemical to have in your body. So, diesel particulates sounds more like it's a more general buildup, but once it's built up and it's a problem. Okay? And having electric buses may be a very reasonable way to go if you just can get over the initial investment. Okay, anyway, onward, upward. I'm glad to see it. Let's move forward.